Just look at it. Just look at it. Would you look at that? All joking aside, the motor is done. I'm pretty excited. He finished it up earlier this week. So that's the last piece of the puzzle. It is all good to go. He said I can throw some boost at it, do whatever I want with it. He said it's pretty much good to go. So stock pistons, believe it or not, he cleaned them up. Ultrasonic, cleaned them up real nice. The deck checked out, didn't need to deck anything like that on either side. She was true. All new bearings, cam bearings, stock main bolts and rod bolts. But for what I'm doing, that is perfect. This motor, he says, should be good for 500 or 600 horsepower. So I'm happy. But so I thought I'd come in tonight and do a little cleaning. So I got this here. So that's just going to sit on the stand for a little bit. Goals for tonight are get these inner fenders out of here. I am actually going to have them powder coated satin black to match the control arms. So, and then I also got this shiny battery tray because the other one was completely rotten. When I was ordering it, I didn't realize it was stainless. From Rock Auto, their picture looked like it was black. It said stainless, but I thought it was painted black. But I'm gonna have it powder coated as well. I'm not a big fan of the chrome there. No chrome for me. This motor's going to be orange and black, so I don't want any chrome. I don't want that nickels, that zinc there is, yellow zinc that is about all I was going to have under here. So anyway, I'm going to get these inner fenders out, get everything cleaned up, start cleaning all these frame rails, and put a coat of paint on them. Then I got to start working on, I got some new connectors here. I actually ended up buying 2 of them. Get that in focus there. I ended up buying these from Moser online, or Mauser, however you pronounce that. There's the part numbers if you need them. It took me forever to find them. They were like $1.18 a piece or something like that. I'll put a link in the description. Everybody wants like $8 or $9 a piece for these, which is crazy. But I remember from back in my building computers for Hondas, I bought a lot of parts from, I don't know what this thing's focusing on. It's going crazy. Anyway, good night. So there's the part number again. But yeah, so I found these on Mauser. Literally like $1.18 or something like that a piece. I'll put a link below. So I'm going to put some new ends on both of these, clean these up and rewrap these, clean up the coil pack. There's a stock harness that I started going through. I actually got this too. I don't think I'm going to sell this. This is I got this from Current Performance. It's actually a standalone harness set up for everything to convert a stock harness to standalone. Since I ended up buying one, I'm going to sell this thing. It's a nice little piece, but I really don't have any use for it, so it's going to go bye-bye. So just a bunch of parts. I think there's some connectors in there. I got a brake light switch. But I ended up getting also for this, I've got all water pump, oil pump, gaskets, knock sensors, knock sensor harness since the one that was on it was trashed. Anything and everything to put on here I bought from Rock Auto. Also AC Delco parts, none of that Chinese junk. It doesn't cost a whole lot more, but if I'm doing it, I don't want to tear it all apart and do it again. Trying to think of what else, but I don't think there's anything tonight. I'm just going to get going on some cleaning. I need to clean up the alternator bracket. It's still pretty dirty. Front and rear covers are good. I got a new oil pan for it. Oil pans or intake manifold's clean. So I need to clean up the throttle body a little bit. Just kind of some cleaning at this point, and then we can start assembling. Put those heads on here and get that motor in because I am under a time crunch. I got 8 weeks to finish this bad boy for the end of the year. And I am going to do my best to get it done. So I've got parts rolling in. I got everything except for a radiator. I got to order that. I'm going to do a Dakota gauge cluster just because Travis at Pro Performance has a pretty slick deal that he does with them to just a standard VHX, but they make it look exactly like the stock gauges. They only come in one color, but it's a deal that he's worked with them. So I'm going to get that from them, the radiator from them. I'm going to get a Boyd's tank from him. And there was something else, but I can't remember what it was. But those are the last items. Unfortunately, they're the big items. So that's going to put a nice little dent in the bank account. But I got to get this done. So I'm going to suck it up, Buttercup, and finish it up. So for now, I'm going to start pulling these fenders off and kind of get going, get some cleaning going. So let me get everything set up, and I'll kind of show my process of that. It's probably different than everybody else's, but it's easiest for me. I almost forgot more goodies. My engine builder actually had these already sitting on his shelf. It's a set of upgraded rockers. These are actually a used set of rockers that he had, but it's got the full trunnion upgrade. It's not the bushing kind. It's still the needleberry kind, but it's got the snap ring on there that keeps it from walking out. I was planning on doing these anyway, and he had them, so I don't know, bonus, I don't have to install them. So, and his price was about what I was going to pay for the kit. So, brand new, never been used. At least the rocker or the trunnion upgrade is that the rockers are used. But that's pretty exciting. Get those put on there. So that'll be a nice little upgrade. I had forgotten how good those brakes and suspension look. Everything turned out so nice under here. So I'm gonna do the same coating on the inner fender wells here. So. Anyway, to remove these, it's actually pretty simple. I'm sure you guys have done this 100 times, but I thought I'd maybe video it for the people who haven't done it, the 5 or 6 that probably haven't done it. So anyway, obviously take the wheel off, and there's one bolt under here, bolts all around underneath these the fender lip here, one here, 3 across here, and then up here, the ones that always seem to forget about, there's 2 up here that bolt into the inner of the actual fender. So I always forget those and can't figure out why the damn thing won't come out. So anyway, let me set this up here, and I can show you kind of real quick how these come out, and hopefully I'll protect all this stuff that's nice and shiny under here. Okay, now we take this apart. So what I kind of do is I use my arm, shoulder, kind of all of it, and just kind of hold it. This dude just wants to sit down. So what I do is I kind of just rock it out of here. Keep it away from all the brakes. Bang into the ground, you know, have fun with it. The main goal is to keep it away from all these new brake parts. So that's it. That's how you get one out. Pretty simple. So this is what it looks like with the inner fender wells out, just like every other truck on the face of the earth. But I thought it was pretty cool. You can actually see in here and see all the suspension, everything really clearly now. Kind of see how everything integrates together and everything bolts up. Everything with this Ride Tech kit is pretty well thought out. It's got a nice tie rod angle there, still going downhill. Granted, we're sitting about 2 inches too high right now, but still a pretty good steering angle, or a tie rod angle, so we don't have a whole lot of bump steer. So at this point, what I am going to do is pretty boring stuff. I am going to start scrubbing these frame horns and this cross member and get everything cleaned up. Put a nice coat of paint on it just so it looks the part, so it matches the back at least. One interesting tidbit that I found out, when I registered this truck, they couldn't figure out where the vent on the frame was. There's actually one underneath the cab on this frame rail over here, and there's one here. Well, I started kind of scraping at the paint a little bit, and it is actually there, and this frame actually matches this truck, which is, or at least this cab, which is pretty amazing for these trucks, because usually the cabs don't stay with the trucks. They end up going to other frames and other chassis, so pretty cool. But kind of been rambling tonight, kind of just spewing out information, kind of a little diarrhea of the mouth, but kind of wanted to get an update. I took a 2-week hiatus. Son's birthday was a couple weeks ago, and just a lot going on. October's always busy in my family, so I am going to get after it. So I'm going to spend a lot of time, as much as I can, because like I said earlier, I've only got 8 weeks to finish this. So I am going to start moving and shaking and getting things done. So First up is cleaning these frame rails. Next up is getting the fuel lines out, getting the fuel tank out. It's got a little bit of fuel in it. I'm gonna try to drain a little bit before I try to pull that tank. So I got to take the seat out. So the list goes on and on, as you guys know. But I do appreciate everybody hanging with me. I'm not going to videotape any of the cleaning because that is pretty boring. There may be one or two people out there that may be like that, or I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to record that. So I am going to start getting after this. So I do appreciate everybody watching. Again, apologize for kind of another lame video, but I promise there is going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming soon once we get all this stuff cleaned out and I can start putting that together, putting that trans on there and getting it in here and getting it going. So anyway, as always, please like and subscribe if you'd like to, and if you'd like to, share it. I mean, I'd love to get some more subscribers because it's, you know, not doing this for the money, but it is kind of fun doing this and sharing it with everybody. There seems to be a lot of people like me out there. So if you'd like to share it, if you'd like to subscribe it, tell your friends, family, whatever to subscribe. And I'd appreciate it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day.